Hello, hello, good morning. This is your host, Reginald Andre, and welcome to another episode of Cybersecurity and Protecting Your Business. Today, we are going to be talking about the recent hurricane that just has passed through Florida. And, really, if it's a hurricane, a wildfire, or any natural disaster, unfortunately, scammers are quick to take advantage of people's goodwill and vulnerability. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about some of that. We're actually going to be sharing our screen and just kind of just showing you some different examples of frauds that you should be leery of when it comes to natural disasters, because, be it a scammer or a hacker, they all have the same goal of stealing your money. So we're going to get started. But first of all, our thoughts and prayers are to all of the people up here in Florida and just different regions where these natural disasters have recently taken place, specifically with Hurricane Milton. So let's get started. When the natural disaster hits, communities will always come together. And I think that's one of the things that makes America so great, that, we come together and help. And unfortunately, this is when scammers, they mobilize, they come together themselves, but unfortunately for the wrong reasons. And they want to, exploit the chaos and the fear and the uncertainty. And they start to post stuff on social media and start to send stuff via text messages and emails targeting people that are wanting to help. And one of those, the most common ones, are fake charity sites. So you have legit websites like GoFundMe or some type of crowdfunding platforms where, you can put a picture and you can put a sad story and you can just see what happens. Right now I can show you and share my screen and create a GoFundMe account and link my, my bank information and just take some pictures online, share a sad story, and just start to share it and just say, I'm looking to raise $10,000. And unfortunately, even though, companies like GoFundMe, they, look for these type of frauds, but it's not foolproof. And they are, the bad guys are always one step ahead of the good guys. So let me show you my screen real quick and let's take a look. Now, I'll preface this by saying that what I'm going to be showing you doesn't necessarily mean that they are these are fake sites. But just to give you an idea, I just typed in Hurricane Milton and I've got over 500 results of different reliefs, funds, and GoFundMe. So look at this here. We have support Sandy and David, Journey to Rebuild. We have somebody that put support Double Eagle after hurricanes. It's a boat. You have this picture here, someone that looks like their boat came off of the water into the sand. We have someone here, they put a picture of the American Red Cross using that to try to get your attention. Someone says someone had found an urgent cat. And the list goes on and on and on. Here it is, pictures of damages, $440 raised, $1,700 raised. Someone put a picture of a car, like some type of racing to the rescue car. So I want to talk to you about what you should be careful on all of these, because again, it's so easy to create a GoFundMe account. And, there's got to be ways that you can be able to spot these fake accounts. So let's talk about that. First thing that you want to do is you want to first look for anything that is vague, any vague description that says like, oh, help victims of Hurricane Milton, without mentioning any type of individuals or clear objectives. That's your first red flag. If they're just saying aid these victims, and then when you click on it, it's just one picture and then they give you a sad story. Usually campaigns are going to include some type of transparent information on how the funds are going to be used, whether it's for medical bills, housing, or some type of community support. The second thing that you should do is that you should check the organization. So for example, if you see bringing supplies to South Florida victims and volunteers crews, we're going to click on it. And again, this could be totally legit, but you see here, this guy, Jake, he says that he's going to help. I'm going to raise funds and raise awareness for my friends and family that are directly affected. And then here they're saying we have a donation center set up at the Parlor located in Burlington, Kentucky for physical donations, but will need funds to operate. Expenses occurred such as fuel and any unexpected surprises. Example, flat tires. And then he tells them a little about himself. So this is a good one, right? So now what I would now do if I was wanting to donate to Mr. Jake is I'm now going to go on social media and I'm going to, Google his name and see where I can find him. I'm going to look at the parlor located in Burlington, Kentucky. And I may even call that establishment and say, hey, there's a guy named Jake Fernandez. He has a GoFundMe account. I'm interested in helping him. However, I want to just be sure he's legit. Are you having a pickup site? Do you really know him? Is this legit? So that's here's another one: reunite and rehome abandoned dogs. A lot of people have hearts for abandoned pets, and they're showing you. And this is not necessarily even from Hurricane Milton because, but they're showing a puppy, which most likely is a stock image, if you ask me, above a car, and then you go more and you see this, and then now they go here and then they talk about the description. So they want $25, $100, $500, $1,000, and then all the donation proceeds here. So again, the same. Well, okay. Well, I see something wrong here, but I'm not going to assume. I don't want to. But I see something that's very suspicious here, but I'm not going to say anything negative because I don't know just reading it for the first 5 minutes or first 5 seconds. So anyway, same thing. Daniel, look, is he really in Pompano Beach? Reach out to him. Reach out to these organizations and ask them. Are you aware of a GoFundMe account that's going into this account? And then they says like, oh yeah, Daniel, he's great. Yes, please. We really, we really support that and we will appreciate it. Then okay, great. But if the organization is like Daniel Who, then that's when you know that something is wrong. So also look at the reviews and comments and the updates. Real campaigns, usually they're going to send these things to their donors. So for example, if you see a campaign and it's only got $25 and it was the person who posted it is the first person who donated, usually if they're in some type of organization, they're sending these out to their donors, and their donors are going to kind of help spark the rush of people donating, and their donors are going to send it to their friends. But if the campaign is looking a little weak and doesn't have a lot of people, that could be another fraud, or at least a red flag that this is not true. So another thing is just comments as well, comments, because again, if people are donating, they're going to be like, hey Dan, we love you. We keep on doing the good fight. That's going to be something else, because if it's a well-known organization, they're going to have already established donors, and they're going to have people that will go there. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and let's go back to some other things. All right, so especially to the people that are that have been affected, you're going to now start to see fake FEMA assistance scams. Now, you may recall getting those car warranty scams, or are you looking for job scams? They're going to use the same numbers because they know your area code, right? They know that most likely if you have an 813 area code, you're in Tampa. And what they're now going to do is say, okay, let's look at the list of all of the people in Tampa, and let's just say, were you affected by the hurricane, right? And we are FEMA, and we've been trying to reach you. You're going to get $1,200 for every 24 hours that you don't have power. We need you to fill this out. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to have you fill out they're going to send you a text message on your phone. And as you're texting it, you're going to put in your name, your number, your email address, your home address. They may even make it legit. Please take pictures, upload photos. And then the magic thing, okay, so for every 24 hours you don't have power, we are going to send you a text message. And when you don't have power, just hit yes, and we're going to send you the $1,200. Oh, and by the way, how can we send you the $1,200? We can't get to you, right? So give us your bank account information. Give us your routing number, your ACH number. Give us the 3-digit numbers on the back. Give us all of that information. Give us your social security number, because, Uncle Sam, the silent partner in our lives, he has to take a cut, unfortunately. So we have to report all of this. So they are going to scam people. You're going to start seeing fake FEMA assistance scams on all over. So just know that FEMA will never ask for money or sensitive information up front. If you're contacted by someone claiming to be FEMA, hang up, close the door, delete the email, and go directly to FEMA's website or call their hotline. Keep in mind, FEMA is a federal agency. So even though there's a disaster in your region, that doesn't mean that their workers are necessarily in that region. They can be in Washington or other side of the state or whatever the case is. So just keep that in mind. All right. So another one that you may see is you may get some text messages, not necessarily from FEMA, but you could just get some urgent text message that says, disaster relief. And it could just be from a charity. It could just be, maybe from your city. Because again, if they know your area code, if they know your 813, they then know that most likely you live in Bradenton or Braden or Hillsborough County, whatever the case is. And what they're just going to do is say, from city of whatever, we know that your area was hit. We are getting to you as soon as possible. Please click on this link. Let us know how we can help you. And if you need money, enter your information. Again, guys, it's always about the money. It's always about the money. So let's talk about protecting yourself before you donate. As we mentioned, verify before you donate. Always check the legitimacy of the crowdfunding campaign or the GoFundMe. If it's linked to an organization, ensure that the charity is registered. And there's a websites called like Charity Navigator that you can check. Go on their social media. I would actually do that. If you are really truly wanting to donate to something that you found, go directly to their website and donate that way. Don't donate with especially if you've never heard of them and they've now solicited you. Another thing that you can do is report the suspicious activity. So if you do come upon any suspicious campaigns or someone pretending to be FEMA, report it immediately. There's different ways you can do that. FEMA has a hotline where you can actually send them the link. So you can, again, go to their website. But if you are right now in a disaster, the last thing you want to do is probably use your battery to go on FEMA's website to report suspicious activity. So I get it. But nevertheless, there are ways you can report it to the FTC and to FEMA. But definitely protect yourself. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. And I hope that you are able to recover. And we will continue to keep you updated on any scams that we start to see come out of there, because the hackers, they're creative and they're going to take advantage of this chaos and fear that's happening right now. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.